The Coin of Carthage by Bryher. Copyright 1963 by Norman Holmes Pearson. The book is dedicated to the memory of G.A. Henty. Foreword. The outline of the war that began in 218 BC with Hannibal's march across the Alps and ended with the defeat at Zama in Africa in 202 BC is one of the familiar stories of history. Its details, however, are seldom clear even to specialists. The Romans destroyed the Carthaginian libraries when they finally sacked the city, or gave them to the Numidians, who lost them. They kept only a few agricultural books, and these subsequently disappeared. There has been relatively little excavation of the site, and much of what has been uncovered was dug up during the 19th century, when modern techniques were unknown. It is as if England had been defeated in 1940, and we were trying to describe the last hours of London only from enemy accounts. The struggle was essentially a battle between an emerging barbarian power and an old culture. Carthage, whose empire had been founded upon her control of the sea, lost the fight when the Romans developed new methods of naval warfare. We should not think of the Rome of the emperors, many people do, when considering the age. The people then were mainly farmers, rooted to the soil and traditional observances. Hannibal's army probably contained few Carthaginians other than officers and the Numidian horse. It consisted of highly trained mercenaries who had no families in Africa to press for their relief or withdrawal. Hannibal belonged to this present age, although it is a point that is overlooked by many historians. The Romans imposed a tribute upon Carthage intended to prevent her economic recovery. Hannibal was able to pay this sum annually from the treasury without imposing fresh levies, through stopping bribes and preventing the officials from keeping large portions of the taxes for themselves. He also introduced new and intensive methods of agriculture. He must have been as great an administrator as a soldier to have been able to pay the tribute in this manner. His soldiers and the people loved him, but the officials whom he had dismissed and the appeasers drove him into exile in 195 BC. He committed suicide rather than fall into Roman hands in 183 BC. Knowledge sometimes grows from the strangest seeds. I was 9 when my parents gave me The Young Carthaginian by G.A. Henty. It fired my imagination, because I was just the same age as Hannibal when he had sworn his famous oath to fight Rome. I neither identified myself with him nor with Malchus, the hero of the story. They belonged to the past, but they became my...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?